planning on no sleep today. Good morning. With my first baby, I went a little bit overboard. A lot overboard. I bought so many newborn products that I was sure we would use every day, and some of them barely came out of the box. This time around, I've learned what products are actually worth the space in your nursery and don't just end up collecting dust. Newborns really don't need much at all, but I know when I was making my first registry, I got so hooked into seeing all of the products that Amazon recommends that you put on your registry, so it's easy to get caught up in the hype and think that you need a ton of things that you actually don't. Obviously, every baby is different and every mama is different, so if you have a ton of stuff on your registry or if you're completely stocking your nursery with everything you could need for a newborn, that is perfectly fine. I'm just more of a minimalist these days, so I don't really want products around my house that we're not actually using regularly. So today I wanted to share just a few newborn must-haves that I actually use every day so that you can save your money and your space and your sanity. Oh, and I'm skipping diapers, wipes, a bassinet, and a car seat. Some of the more obvious things. These are things that are still kind of obvious, but that you might not necessarily think about or might not think about prioritizing. Okay, first up, the Kid and Lane swaddles. I used this with my first baby and now use this with my second. These are phenomenal. I tried zipper swaddles, cotton swaddles, Velcro swaddles. I feel like I've tried them all, and this is the only one that I actually stick with and use regularly. These are super stretchy, they're soft, they're substantial, but they're not hot. They are super big. Let me see if I can show you the size here. So they're really long. I fold these in half and then swaddle that way. I originally bought this just because it looked cute and I liked that you can personalize it, but it's extremely functional and it is, again, the only swaddle that I'll use now. I know not everyone swaddles their baby, but if you do, this one is fantastic. Next is the Snuggle Me Lounger, which my baby was just hanging out on. You don't have to get that specific brand, but just that type of product in general is really helpful. I used it with both kids during the newborn stage. It's great if you just need to take a shower or do the dishes or something where you need your baby in sight near you, but you can't actually be holding them for a few minutes. They also make different covers for it. So I had the pink cover for Olivia. They have a ton of different options on Amazon, and this you can just throw in the wash, I think. I just throw it in the wash. Let me see if it actually says if you can. Yeah, you can. So it's really easy if it gets stained or if your baby spits up on it or whatever, you can just throw it in the wash. Muslin burp cloths. I really like these long ones. You can get a giant pack of these on Amazon. I keep these all over the place. I have them in my bedside table. I have them in the diaper bag, in the car, on the coffee table, all over. I use these for everything. Obviously for spit up, but also for just wiping my baby's face down. He likes to hold it kind of like a blanket. They're just perfect for everything. I had no idea how much I would use these until I had a baby, and I go through probably 5 of them a day. Just throw them in the wash at the end of the day. Get a big pack of these. You will not regret it. I love the Frida Baby hairbrush. It comes with a comb as well. I don't use the comb. I don't even know where it is, but the brush specifically is so nice. Both of my kids were born with a lot of hair, and this just smooths it down so nicely, and it's extremely gentle. Baby hair can get wild really fast with how often they're kind of like moving around if they're sitting in their car seat. Okay, Teddy's been laying down for a little bit, so his hair is all kind of messed up. So let me just show you how nicely it smooths it down. This obviously works for little girls too, but there's something about this on little boys' hair. If you do a comb over, it makes it look so smooth and adorable. So there you can see his hair is all nice and smooth now. I'm so passionate on the topic of clothes for newborns. Onesies and sleepers are literally all that you need. We have a couple of cute outfits for him for photos or outings, but 99% of the time he is in onesies all day and we just rotate them out. He's a summer baby, so we like these little short sleeve ones. Get a million of these and you don't really need anything else. The only other thing that he wears regularly are little sleepers if it is cold out, so something like this. I like these magnetic ones. We got this one as a gift, but the magnetic ones are a little bit more expensive, and babies fit into their clothes for like 3.5 business days and then they're grown out of them. So I don't really think that it's necessarily worth spending a ton of money on a lot of these, but the magnetic ones or the zipper ones are where it's at. So anything that has like the double zipper at the bottom too is really great for changes because you can just unzip it from the bottom instead of having to unzip it all the way down from the top. The ones that I would not recommend personally are the button onesies. So the ones that have the little snaps, because when it's 3 a.m., the last thing you want to be doing is trying to line up 75 different buttons. I thought I had more, But that is literally it. So again, aside from those essentials at the beginning, like the diapers and the wipes and things like that, this is all that I think newborns personally really need. These are the only items that I use every day that I would immediately replace if something happened to them, if I lost them, if I broke them, anything like that. I looked back at the baby registry that I made for my first daughter, Olivia, just to kind of see what all I had on there. And there were a few items that, yes, we used, they were nice to have, but I don't think that they're totally necessary. So if you're trying to kind of prioritize what you're putting on your registry, I'll run through some of those too, just rapid fire in case you want to keep them on your registry, take them off, anything like that. An electronic baby nail file. I used that probably 2 to 3 times with Olivia when she was a newborn. And then I just switched to a small pair of clippers and was just very careful. And with Teddy, all I've been using is a pair of clippers. A bouncer or a baby swing. Those again are nice to have. We used them because we had them, but I don't think that they're totally necessary. My baby loves just hanging out in this. Both of them did. A baby bath is another item. I think I had the Angel something one for Olivia, so I do use it with Teddy, but a sink works just as well. And then bottle warmers, wipe warmers, bottle sterilizers. We did not use any of that and we were perfectly fine without it. I'm nursing with Teddy, so that's been a little bit easier because I haven't had to use bottles. I had to exclusively pretty much pump with Olivia, so we used bottles constantly, and I still didn't feel like I needed a sterilizer or a warmer or anything like that. She did just fine without those. And finally, a diaper genie. We have one, we use it every day, but honestly, a regular trash can with a sealed bag would work too. So something again that's nice to have, but not totally 100% necessary. Okay, so that's it. My tried and true newborn essentials. Again, it's very minimalistic. I am someone who is obsessed with decluttering and only having in my house the things that I use these days. So I'm out of my hoarder era and I just want products that are actually getting used constantly around. I think I'll also do a toddler must-haves video because I know especially with toddlers, you rack up so many toys and crafts and all this stuff that takes up a lot of space, but that your toddler plays with for 30 seconds and then doesn't want to look at for another 5 months. There are certain products that we use every day, constantly. We've used them for a while, so they're not just something that she has looked at for a couple of seconds and then forgotten about. We made it through another chaotic video very quickly. I'll have to edit out a few little screams and breaks that happened during this, but pretty successful overall. I'm going to go finish the rest of my coffee. I feel like I need an IV of caffeine at this point. My wake-ups are getting a little bit easier. I feel like I'm more used to them now. I'm trying to just be very present and aware that this stage doesn't last long. So I'm trying to enjoy it while I can, but it is hard when you are not sleeping at all. If anyone else is in the newborn trenches, I totally am with you and I understand it does get easier if it's your first time. I promise it gets easier. All right, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.